be able to release this thing.
Hello and welcome to the third Gordie Howe Entrance Podcast. It's Saturday, April 5th, boys, and it's time to get out to the ball game. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Bob. How are you doing, Trevor? We got Trevor over there. He's looking up the stats as we speak. He's our stat man.
I'm real good.
So, that sound means baseball, and baseball in the D means Tigers. The Tigers kicked it off this year against the Royals. First series, we're going to kind of break down what we saw. Joe, any takeaways from the first series for you?
Brad Ausmus looks like he's going to change things up on a day-to-day basis, and I kind of like it. You know, it's a different look than Jim Leland, but...
We didn't know.
Yeah, different lineup every day. We got DKB playing third today. Castellanos gets the day off after two pretty big base running mistakes in the first couple games. I like the aggression, but you got to know when to use it.
Run with your head up.
So, thank you for that. Anyways, so the Tigers got some new faces this season, and we don't really know what to expect out of them so far. Rajai Davis hit a big 3-run bomb the other day, yesterday, against the Orioles. Joe, what do you like about Rajai?
I like his speed, but he's been showing a little pop. I don't know what that's all about.
He's not going to hit any more home runs.
No, he's out of home runs. He kind of reminds me of Craig Monroe in the batter's box, looking at his face. He has those huge sunglasses on. Makes him look like a bug, as Bob said.
Rajai the bug.
And
Fireball.
He had a stolen base today. If he keeps stealing bases, I'm going to like him more and more.
Yeah, the thing about this new team, more speed than last year, and definitely you want speed in a big ballpark like Comerica. It seems like we might finally have the team to fit the ballpark. Trevor, your thoughts?
Time out as Bobo takes a slug out of his Fireball bottle. I like all the additions, as you may have read in my couple previews. Well, actually, nobody read them, but as I spoke of in my previews, the new speed, the guys, Kinsler, Rajai Davis, Romine had a steal yesterday. V-Mart had a delayed steal. We can't talk about that because that'll never happen again. They're going to bring a different look to the ball club. We don't have the big bats like Peralta and Prince who can go and never come back. But it'll be a different ball club. It's better defense, more speed, crazier offense. Probably win a lot more close games than we did last year.
You just mentioned Johnny Peralta, and Bob's eyes lit up like a little kid on Christmas morning.
Yeah, but I'm not too heartbroken. It seems like Alex Gonzalez kind of looks like him. So I just picture, a 27 instead of a 28 out there. He's got the chin strap beard. I like to see that. You'll always like to see that out of your shortstop. Even though the guy he had a couple errors early. Romine booted a ball yesterday. But I think that's one of the things you could attribute that to the cold and the early on in the season. Maybe these guys will be sharper pretty soon.
And Gonzalez made up for that error by getting the walk-off hit there in the first game.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back walk-off games to start the season. How about that, Tigers fans?
At least we don't have to watch Johnny Peralta playing shortstop anymore, boys.
Well, we will, because we do play St. Louis, I hope, because I'll be buying tickets to that matchup. Anyway, there's still some question marks on this team. It's still pretty early. What do you guys need to see out of this Tigers team for them to prove that they're good this year, that this is going to be a solid season?
They're going to just need to win all the games they play. Okay.
Brilliant.
I'm just kidding. But they're going to just have to show me the little things. The bullpen, it's only been a couple games. I'm not sold on that yet. I'm going to have to see the bullpen get extended work and see if they can hold down leads late in games. That's my biggest question mark right now.
Starting pitching is going to be what it was last year, probably. It's not going to get any worse. It's probably going to be top 2, 3, 4 in the league. The offense is going to be good. They're going to score runs, obviously. We've seen it. They're racking up hits every game. The bullpen is probably the only question. Joe Nathan blew a save, but he'll probably lock down the back end. Hopefully guys like Jabba Chamberlain or Al Albuquerque will step up and take that 8th inning role that we're probably going to lack without Benoit here.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much of the bullpen early on. We yesterday, who was it? Okay, Sanchez's start got cut short due to the rain delay, so Smiley came. The game before that forced his start to be canceled so that Verlander could still go on Sunday. So we saw Smiley out of the bullpen, and he looked sharp, but that's something that you're not going to see this season because he's actually our 5th starter.
Yeah, so the back end of the bullpen, it'll be interesting to see as the season goes on. Another thing, because I just saw this happen, watching Rajai Davis play outfield is scary. He takes weird routes, and he never looks comfortable making a catch.
The defense is going to be sketchy. The third base probably be an upgrade since Miggy moved over to first. First base will definitely be an upgrade, but, I mean, Miggy was good, but he wasn't a Gold Glover. You can't get much worse, so it'll probably be an upgrade there. Without Iglesias at shortstop, we might be looking at a bit of a slide at shortstop. But Gonzalez seems to make all the plays that he can get to. He just doesn't have a lot of range. Second base is pretty much a wash. Left field is where we're going to struggle. Rajai Davis he's got a noodle for an arm. He takes weird routes, but thankfully he's got a little bit of speed to make up for it.
How long is Dirks out?
Forever.
Is he really that good? Like, everyone's, oh, crap, Andy Dirks is out. But, I mean, is Andy Dirks really that good?
Well, he was a Gold Glove caliber player last year. I think he was top 3 in voting now that they switched it over to, like, specific positions, left field, center field, right field. I believe he was top 3 as far as Gold Glove voting goes for left field.
I guess. I don't know. Andy Dirks, you need to
Excellent input.
wake up.
You know, and I love Austin Jackson in the outfield. I love him. I wish he would dive, you know, get a little dirty sometimes. Torrey Hunter, he's getting up there. And the first game of the season, he already had a routine fly ball that hit his glove and dropped out. I'm a little concerned as to Torrey as the season goes on because we saw it last year. He wasn't real comfortable out there in the outfield. And with his age getting up there, his outfielding is only going to decline.
Yeah, 5 RBIs today, though. You know, you got to take your hat off to the old Torrey when he could do that for you. So we talked about, you guys feel good about the starting rotation. I am a little skeptical. I still need to see the 4 and 5 guys. But then again, think of it like this. I did some math yesterday, God forbid, and if the top 3 starters won every game and the 4 and 5 starter didn't win a single game, we would win 97 games. And that's pretty damn good. So you got to kind of take my math, apply a little logic to it, and if the bottom 4 guys can win 10 games, and the other guys can each win.
Yeah, the top 3 wins all of them.
If they win all,
2 wins apiece.
I'm just saying they don't have to do that good. They have to, if they can pitch like above average 4 or 5 starters, then the top 3 guys will carry us all the way.
Dude, I just told you they were going to be a top 2 or 5 team in the freaking league. Like, duh.
And
I totally agree.
Rick Porcello just went 6 2/3, giving up 3 hits. So I think Rick Porcello is going to have a good year. He had a good year last year. I think he's going to get even better this year.
Are you saying to me that Rick Porcello has turned the corner?
Rick Porcello has gotten better every single year at every valuable stat that you can name. Strikeouts per 9, strikeouts per walk, strikeouts overall, less walks, lower ERA, lower WHIP every year that he's been in the league.
Chef Porchese has taken the meatballs off the menu.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to agree with you guys because he needs to prove it to me. How old is he now? Like 25?
Yes.
The kid is done. He's at the end of his rope. The leash gets shorter every year, Rick, and I'm tugging on it, brother.
This podcast went straight to hell already.
If there's a starter you wanted to question, it would be Drew Smiley because he hasn't been there. But apparently you just want to cut down Porcello.
Yeah, Smiley, I am total confidence in Smiley. He's a big left-handed guy. He's got the high arm angle coming down, the art of pitching. The ball just cuts in on the left-handed hitters. It cuts out to the right-handers. And you love to see that.
Look at this. Rick Porcello, 11 ground outs today. Keep the ball on the ground. Good things will happen.
Okay, another question for Bossmas early in the year. You got your ground ball pitcher on the mound, and you're taking out your starting third baseman to let Don Kelly play third?
Don Kelly's better defensively.
Don Kelly
He just needed a start.
He is agile like a mongoose.
He just needed a start. There's no other.
You're telling me Don Kelly's better than Castellanos at third base?
Defensively? Absolutely.
No
Defensively,
way.
absolutely.
Dude, I watched Under Armour tapes of this kid on YouTube when he was coming up. Best glove I've ever
He
seen.
was a shortstop, and he sucked at it. He's never been known
No
for his glove.
way,
He's
dude.
only been a hitter his
Oh,
whole
no
career.
way.
Look it up.
I did look it up. I watched it.
He's not a defensive player. Nobody says he's good at defense.
Oh, my God.
Don Kelly could play any position on the baseball
Don
field
Kelly's
and do it well.
Far better defensive.
Don Kelly did rope a triple today.
Yep.
Yeah, and he ended up on third base. He just wanted to be back home. He's coming for Castellanos. He's going to take a spot.
All right, enough of that. Kelly can't hit. Casty can hit. He's just read scouts. He's not a hitter, or he's not a defender. He sucks in the field.
You guys are wrong.
I mean,
Based on the videos that I watched in 2008 with this kid at the Under Armour camp.
2008 Under Armour camp. It was a bunch of freaking high schoolers.
Exactly, dude.
I almost dropped an F-bomb.
All right, can we move on?
No.
You guys want to talk about the Miggy contract?
Actually, I want to just bring up the fact.
Will you talking to the goddamn microphone?
Just real quick, I want to bring up the fact that Bob is a Peralta fan, so take what he says about baseball.
Suck my ass.
Take what he says about baseball with a grain of salt.
So Miguel Cabrera last week came to terms on, 10 years?
8-year extension.
8 years. Well, 10 years with the 2 years he's got left.
Oh, my Christ.
What's the money per year?
A bajillion.
He's making right around between 30 and a bajillion per year.
A little less than 30.
But the way that we look at it here at the Gordie Howe entrance is you're basically paying the guy $40 million a year for the next 5 because we got to get it done now, and then $10 million a year when he's got the DH legs on, he's got his DH shoes. Joe, what do you think?
I don't. How can I hate this contract? I mean, we just locked up the best player in the league for the rest of his career. He's going to sit here and he's going to hit, 320. He's going to hit 30, 40 bombs. He's going to drive in 120 runs every year. How can I be mad about that?
He's going to compete for the Triple Crown probably every year. He's going to be top 5 in MVP voting every year. I would have been okay with giving him 10 years at $1 billion, $100 million a year. I don't care. He's worth it.
The thing that I don't understand is everybody keeps trying to compare this contract with other contracts and other position players, and there hasn't been anyone in baseball history as good as Miguel Cabrera. This is the best. We are seeing it now. This is the best there's ever been and ever will be.
What everybody wants to talk about is that Pujols contract, but what they don't bring up is the fact that Pujols went from St. Louis to L.A. where he had to basically had to reprove himself and reassure the fans that he was top of his game, so there's a lot of pressure on him. But Miggy staying here, signing the contract here, we all know how good Miggy is, and he doesn't have to prove anything to us. We love him. He's going to be our best player. There's no question that he'll keep doing what he's doing. He's not going to fall off the way Pujols did.
Yeah, and Miggy, he's just turning 31 here in not too long.
April 18th.
April 18th. And
happy birthday, Miggy.
and so in baseball years, that's like prime. He's still got another 5 to 7 years of just great output.
Just raking.
Yeah.
Look at David Ortiz. What's he, 1,000?
Yeah, old guys can thrive in baseball. And so
It doesn't take any athletic talent, really.
yeah, so even if you
I'm just playing.
even if you stick him at DH and
Bob
you're paying him a ton of money, he's gonna be your best offensive player for the whole time he's here.
Right. You look at Jim Thome. How old did he play? He was what was he, approaching 87? He could still hit the cover off the ball.
He was basically a fossil when
Right.
he stopped playing.
Indians love their fossils. They got Giambi now. He's fossilized.
Jim Thome was 41 when he retired, boys.
41, that's old as hell. All right. So a guy got paid. Another guy was offered to get paid but decided not to get paid. He wants bigger money. Mizou, Max Scherzer. That's who we're talking about. With your 2 colored eyes, you greedy bastard. I hope your right arm falls off this year.
Whoa, hey now, we need him to win us a World Series.
All right, so that's the thing, right? You give us ours, we'll give you yours in the sense that we will give you yours so you can get out of town and get your bigger contract.
Yeah. His agent is Scott Boras. Scott Boras screws the Tigers all the time. There's a good chance we sign him to 10 years, $1 bajillion. I don't want to give him the money. I wouldn't have given him 6 years at $24 million.
No, giving a pitcher 6 years, that's a long time for a pitcher when, he could go out for his next start and blow his arm out.
What is he, 32?
No. But
28?
everybody comes with risk. There's no he might go out the next start and blow his arm out thing. That doesn't come into play.
There's risk of
signing Miggy. He could tear his groin stretching for a pass.
Pitcher gets hurt all the time.
Scherzer's 29. He's not, but you look up. There's a stat. It's like usage, but by this age, by the time Verlander and guys like Kershaw got their big deals, they had thrown almost 3 full seasons worth of pitches more than Max Scherzer had. He'll get the money somewhere. I just don't want to have to be the team to pay him.
I agree, and the problem I have paying Max Scherzer that much is a guy like Verlander. He can go 8 or 9 innings every single time. Scherzer other than the first game, he went 8 innings.
Yeah,
he actually managed his pitch count, but he's always been a guy just going for the Ks. He gets to 6, maybe 7, and he's gassed.
He takes himself out of games.
Yeah, he takes himself that's not a guy that requires ace money, in my opinion.
Yeah, we don't want to make it sound like we're ripping on Scherzer. We love the guy, and if we're going to win a World Series, he's going to be a huge part of it. But it's a lot of money for a guy who's really only proven himself for 1 full season. I guess injuries are kind of a concern, but he's never really had that issue. There's time. We'll see what happens for the rest of the season. We might even trade him, but you're never going to get what people are going to want for him. It's never going to be an equal trade.
All right, fellas.
All right.
You got anything else for the Tigers?
Yep.
What else you got? Nothing. So we're going to move on to the most important team in the Metro Detroit area. The Detroit Red Wings, baby! Joe, I know you're feeling me on this one.
Oh, I love those Red Wings. Don't listen to Trev.
Red Wings!
My Red Wings! Oh, great jingle. I mean...
It's the playoff push.
The playoff push. My favorite time of the year right here is NHL and the NHL regular season into the playoffs. It's it beats NCAA tournament, all that stuff. This is my favorite time of year.
It beats the brackets off it. Sure does. So we got a guy on our team named Gustav Nyquist who's been pretty good lately. Yeah, go ahead and ask Terry Foster who that is. Name dropping. Anyway, Gustav, what's he got? 25 goals in his last 45 games? Something astronomical like that?
Yeah, he scored 28 goals in, I believe, 50 games played this season, something like that. He's just been off the charts. He leads the league in goals since January 20th, as you've all heard, I'm sure. And he's been the one driving this team to victory many nights.
Yeah, and it's too bad he's not going to get a chance to sit there in Vegas with the rest of them because he missed too much time at the beginning of this year, so he's not going to be in the Hart talk, and he played too much last year, so he's not going to be in the Calder talk.
It's crazy watching some of these NHL Network and whatnot, and these people are talking about Nyquist like he's the next big thing. When we haven't heard that in Detroit for a while. They talk about Zetterberg and Datsuk all the time, but now we have this young guy, Nyquist, and everyone's talking about him and how hot he's been and how he's propelling our team into another playoff berth.
Yeah, it's like he's the next big superstar on the scene, and he's already here. It's crazy.
He's on the scene.
Oh, we got a tweet coming in. Trev, you want to take it to the ticket update desk here and check the tweet?
The ticket?
We'll take it. No, we'll take it.
update desk.
Take it to the. Sorry, I got my sponsors wrong. We'll take it to the GHE update desk, brought to you by Powerade.
All right, we got a question from Jeremy Duar. Oh, a writer at GHE. That's interesting. He says, "How do you goons, referring to us,
Plural,
feel about the Wings locking up the possession black hole that is Luke Glendening before Tatar and Danny D?" Joey, what do you got?
Danny D and Tatar, they're going to come this summer. Glendening, you can probably get him for a couple shiny pennies.
Yeah.
That's my only explanation is that
About $680 a season for 3 years.
Anything that they offered him, I can guarantee you he was going to take it right away. Hey guys, I'll take a below league one. I just want to play on your team.
Yeah, he's got a spot on my team too. Here's the thing: you need guys like that. He's good. He's good on the penalty kill. He's probably gonna. Drew Miller's gonna leave these giant shoes when he goes, and Glendening's gonna fit right into him.
Giant shoes.
Giant shoes. Giant shoes to fill. Giant shoes to fill.
What I like about Glendening is he's kind of like less douchey Sean Avery.
Don't say douchey.
Because he will just rub you the wrong way, and he's going to get on your nerves and just screw up your day.
The thing I don't like about the contract is Glendening is supposed to be known as this super great center, super defensive guy. He's 30th on the team out of 34 and plus minus. He has 0 goals, and he's second worst on the team in faceoff. So everything that he's known for, he sucks at.
I did hear, though, I saw some stuff talking about Glendening. They're going to move him to wing once some of our centers start getting healthy.
Stephen Weiss.
No, cabbage.
So all I got to tell you,
Hashtag game Steve.
you got to think this right here. If you're Joachim Anderson and you see this happening, you got to think you're on your way out of town pretty soon.
Yeah, pack your bags, Joachim.
And Danny D and Tatar, they'll get done this
Truck ran
offseason.
through the studio.
They're not going to cost a whole ton, and they're going to get probably a little lengthier deal than I would think Glendening just got.
You think so?
I do. Why wouldn't you lock up those? Because DeKaiser's probably our second best defenseman.
Yeah.
And Tatar is obviously, he's right up there with Nyquist as one of our top young guys that's been driving this team.
If Tatar gets a deal over 3 years,
Bob will shoot the boot.
I will buy his jersey.
Oh, and if Bob's buying the jersey, you know he's going to be traded within that time.
Let me ask you guys a question. Who has better hands, Nyquist or Tatar?
Tatar, I believe Tatar has better hands. Nyquist is a more complete player at this point.
Nyquist has the wheels. He's decent on the defensive end. He obviously has a knack for scoring goals. I think Tatar would get a lot more pub around the league if Nyquist wasn't freaking Jesus right now.
Yeah.
But Tatar is kind of taking a back seat, but he's been amazing. Him and Nyquist are probably the two biggest reasons we're in the playoffs right now.
I think the biggest difference between Tatar and Nyquist is the hockey IQ. And you see Nyquist make some plays that maybe an older vet would make. And Tatar, he tries to stick handle, especially going into the zone. He tries to stick handle a little too much and turns it over once in a while. Sometimes you got to know when to dump it, chip it in, but it'll come with time.
My Red Wings! Come on, come on, come on, let's fly! Red Wings!
My Red Wings!
Nobody knows the words to the rest of that, but that was cool, though.
All right, so we got that out of the way. Let's talk about another guy, Riley Sheehan. What is he? He's either. I'm deviating from the show sheet here, folks. I hope you bear with me. He's either 4th or 5th among all NHL rookies in points. 4th or 5th, Joseph, in points among all NHL rookies.
What?
Sheehan, I like Sheehan. He's a big guy.
Don't mind the facts.
Don't mind the facts. He's a big guy, and what I've seen from him this year, he has some silky smooth hands. He gets in and he starts, passing that puck around as great as and that whole line, him, Yurko, Tatar, just sign them all.
It's a great line. You got Tatar. Seems like he's the deaky guy. He likes to shoot. He's the perfect passer. He puts it right there on the plate. It's all served up. All you got to do is eat it. Yurko. He seems like he could be more of a physical guy if he wanted to. He's a big dude. I don't know.
He's a little thicker of a guy. He gets in there and grinds out of the corners. He gets to the front of the net, finds the puck, puts it where it needs to be. And you know what I find interesting about Sheehan is this rookie we called up halfway through the season, and there's critical times late in games where we need a face-off win, and he's the center that gets put out there. He's out there over Legwand. He's out there over Helm, over Glendening. He's the guy out there to win the faceoff.
It really shows you that Babs trusts these young guys, and that's one thing you like to see. When your coach has confidence in you at that age, it can move mountains.
Move mountains. I looked at the facts for you, Bob. You were close at saying he was top 5 in points for rookies. He's actually 29th.
What?
Behind another Red Wing rookie, Danny DeKaiser, who currently sits at 25th and is technically a rookie still. I'm not lying. Stop looking at my computer. Let's see. Number 5 in the league is Torrey Krug with 37 points. Sheehan has 21. So, you're close.
Well, Ken Daniels, you can suck my balls. Because you just made me look like an idiot here on live television.
Hey. Speaking of live television, how about them Tigers? 7-1 in the 8th, huh?
Let's completely switch gears here. We'll talk about the man.
Don't do it.
The legend.
Don't do it.
Oh, this is going to get bad.
The Cabbage Patch Kid.
Between the pipes.
The Cabbage Patch Kid.
Stick tap, twist it around.
Jonas Gustafsson.
James Earl Howard III.
Would you stop stealing 97-1 shit?
Joe, your thoughts.
He sucks!
Joe gets to go first.
He sucks!
Joe gets to go first.
I don't care about Joe. He sucks!
As you all know, I'm a big Jimmy Howard guy.
Who knows that?
Our readers.
Everyone.
Our readers knows that. And they all know that you hate Jimmy Howard.
Bullshit.
In return, you hate me.
I do hate you.
And Jimmy Howard, I will be honest with you. He had a terrible start to the season. He
It's a terrible season.
was playing like poop.
Poopy.
That's fair.
We get to the playoff run, post-Olympic break, and he has been good. You can tell me, you can give me your save percentage stats all you want.
Yeah, don't mind the numbers.
The Wings defense hasn't been great.
Don't
And
mind the numbers.
if you've watched the games the last few weeks and you're trying to tell me that he hasn't kept us in games, then I'm going to just slap you in the face.
You won't slap me in the face, I bet you.
Trevor, your reply.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. Currently, he's sitting at a 9-10 save percentage, second worst in his career. He's got a 268 goals against, also second worst in his career. He's 32nd in the league in save percentage right now for guys who have started over 25 games, and he's 34th in goals against. There's nothing to say here. He's lukewarm. He's good. He's not great, and he'll never be great. When was the last time Jimmy Howard stole a game?
I will give you Wednesday night against Boston.
Bullshit.
We got outshot by 15, and he kept us in that game through the first period. Even the national announcers, Doc and Edzo, they were saying
Suck it, Edzo.
Yeah, time out. You make fun of those two all the time. Don't give me that bullshit.
they even named Howard their player of the game. There's times when you need your goalie to make key saves. He doesn't make them all, no, but he's been playing big. The last 2 years in the playoff run, he's come up big, and he's played big. The rest of the season, not great. And he has a .925 save percentage on 5-on-5. So
what?
So obviously there's something wrong with the penalty killing.
And apparently he's shorthanded.
Well, there's always something wrong when you're shorthanded, dude.
That's not what I meant, dipshit.
Here's the thing. What is the key to making a deep playoff run? A hot goaltender.
Which we did not have.
Which we had until yesterday, and he'll be back on Tuesday. Isn't Monster starting tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, Monster.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's why I said Tuesday.
In fairness, the real reason that I don't hate Jimmy Howard, as people say, I get a really bad rep from Joe and Jeremy. The real problem I have with Jimmy Howard is this 6-year deal he signed through 2019 when he's like 40, and he's making way too much money. And most goalies in the league don't get a 6-year deal. I'm talking guys like, I don't know, Rene doesn't have a 6-year deal. There are better goalies who have shorter deals because teams understand that goalies just don't make it at 38, 39 years old. Look at Marty Brodeur. He's cabbage right now.
Well, Howard will be getting out of this contract when he's 35. There's plenty of goalies that are still darn good at 35.
But he's never been elite. When has he ever been top 10 in the league? Ever? Can you name one season when he was top 10 in the league?
I know last year he led the league in shutouts.
Oh, Jesus God.
Okay,
No, not okay.
that went well.
No, it didn't.
So we agree that the key to a deep playoff run is a hot goaltender, and hopefully Jimmy Howard can be hot, and then we can all be happy.
Last year, Jimmy Howard got us to Game 7 against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Well, we got ourselves there. We shouldn't have been that deep.
And the year before that, he had an .888 save percentage in the playoffs against Nashville, who doesn't even have an offense.
We have their offense now.
We do. We have the entire team's offense. I noticed you didn't have anything to say to that, Joseph.
Yeah, that wasn't a great series. No.
No!
Hey, he sucks. Yes.
Look at the one bad playoff series. You're gonna kill the guy for it.
Let's do this, Joe. Where in the NHL would you rank? Wow. Hold on. Time out, folks.
Whoa, we have to take a break.
Torrey Hunter just went full on Trevor Trueblood in the outfield. If you don't know Angry Beaver softball, you don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, what I mean is he ran around in a big ass circle, couldn't find the ball, and well, I got nothing. Anyway,
Probably the worst route I've ever seen.
He was tracking it back like Willie Mays.
he took a banana route.
He started doing circles.
Yep.
And
that sucks. You can't see the replay, so you
Torrey
don't really
makes
know.
that play when he's 49, but it's just too much for him right now.
that was terrible.
Anyway, Joe, currently amongst NHL goaltenders, where would you rank Jimmy Howard? Like, is it 1-for-1 trade? Would you trade him for Lundqvist?
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Green A.
Lundqvist is the best goalie in the league.
This is where I'm going with this. Where would you put him then?
He'd probably be around 10.
Oh, I could probably name 10 that you would trade for him.
Oh, you think so?
I think I can name 10 in the West that you would trade for him.
Lundqvist, not in the West, obviously, but Lundqvist, Rask, Rene. Those are 3 easy ones.
Okay.
Bishop.